Coming up on the Dolphin Channel News, an elderly man dies after a crash near JU. The Mathews Bridge is closed indefinitely, and Jacksonville's music department continues their student recital series.
And in sports, the football team takes their first home loss.
Welcome back to this edition of the Dolphin Channel News. I'm Adriana Rodrigues. The front entrance to JU remained closed for hours as police investigated a traffic accident on the front lawn. An elderly man died over the weekend when his car was hit by another vehicle. Police identified the victim as 64-year-old Robert A. Hyde. Jacksonville Sheriff's Office Traffic Homicide Detective J.D. Gregory tells us along with the fatality, another man was transported for care.
The individual did attempt to leave the scene and then resisted officers when they attempted to stop him from leaving the scene. I don't even know what his condition was as far as being banged up. He was taken to be checked out because of some of his actions was the reason he was transported to the hospital.
One witness who wanted to remain anonymous shares her account of the events that unfolded in the lane next to her.
He hit him so hard that he spun onto the JU greenway right in front of campus security.
Campus security caught the accident on camera, and JSO will use it to further investigations. According to police, the man is currently being detained as the investigation continues. Moving from one crash to another, we can now expect the Mathews Bridge to be closed indefinitely. A Navy transport ship being towed by tugboats struck the bridge, causing damage the Department of Transportation says is just short of a collapse. The DOT also says the amount of time and money necessary for repairs remains unclear. The Student Veterans Association will soon have its own place to call home. The organization advocates recognition, facilities, and programs for veterans. With charitable donations, work is being done in Founders to expand 2 rooms into a center for the club to use. Putting their stamp on one of the first opening events, SVA plans to have a color run later in the semester. The 5K color run was originally thought up by a JU faculty member who saw the event as a way for students to get involved on campus. The purpose for the 5K is to raise funds for the organization to enhance products in their center.
I think it's going to be a really good experience for the students. It'll give them something to do, maybe something that's different and that's not on campus.
The race starts and ends at the amphitheater and will wind through campus and on the streets of University Boulevard. Registration will cost $20 with your JU ID. You can sign up for the event online at ju.edu/VA. And now we will go to Adam Jordyn with your sports update.
A return home seems to be what the Dolphins volleyball team needed, going 2 for 2 on the weekend. They improved their record to 12-2, placing them 3rd in the conference. The Dolphins beat Lipscomb and Northern Kentucky, winning each match in 4 sets. The best of the action came in the latter as they kept Northern Kentucky under 20 points in each set. Star players Taylor Nyquist, Gabriella Roman, and Sammy Straussbaugh all recorded triple-doubles. The Dolphins are set to face off against Kennesaw State and Mercer this upcoming weekend as they look to better their conference record. Women's soccer went on the road and faced off against Florida Gulf Coast and Stetson. Gulf Coast managed to take the win 2-1, but your Dolphins ended the road trip on a high note, winning 2-1 at Stetson, and will play UNF at home on the 4th at 7 p.m. The men were at home for soccer and didn't quite get the results they'd hoped for. The Dolphins Channel's Sarah Mecklenburg brings us details.
JU's men's soccer lost to Belmont by a score of 1-0 this weekend. The loss extends the current losing streak to 4 games. But senior goalkeeper Gavin Carlin tells us the team still has attainable long-term goals.
Well, the minute after last night's game, 1-5-1, a very disappointing result, you know, especially a team like Belmont. I thought we could have won the game, but our record doesn't speak for what we're trying to do here. You know, I'm out there every day on the training pitch with the guys, and I can see the developments is taking taking place here. The games that we're losing, we're only losing by a goal, one goal here, one goal there. So there's no real big defeats. So the games are close. And from my experience from playing the last 2 years here, it goes to show that something really different comes over the team when the conference play starts.
Carlin says the hard work the team puts in at practice will eventually pay off.
It will be tough, but all we can do is improve. Our work that we're putting in the practice field every day hasn't yet shown off, but that'll come. I'm confident of the team. It's a good team here, young lads. Everybody wants to do well. There's not one person here that doesn't want to do well. So the results will turn around, I can guarantee that.
Next up, the men will face Davidson on Saturday, October the 5th at DB Milne Field. Reporting for the Dolphin Channel, I'm Sarah Mecklenburg. Your school, your news.
After winning the first 2 home games by an average of 51 points, the football team wanted to continue the hot streak as conference rival Butler came to town. After a productive first half, the Dolphins led 17-3, thanks to plays like this 64-yarder between quarterback Stephen Hughes and wide receiver Andrew Robustelli. But in the second half, Butler outscored JU 38-14 on 4 touchdown runs. On the day, the Dolphins' Stephen Hughes threw for a career-high 509 yards, but the difference in the game came on the ground, where Butler outrushed JU 430 yards to 76. Final score in this one, 45-27. Next, the Dolphins hit the road to play Drake on the 5th at 1 p.m. For the Jaguars, their second home game of the year. After taking the lead 3-0 in the first quarter, the Jags were unable to score and only managed a total of 205 yards offense. Colts take the win in this one blowout fashion, 37-3. The Jaguars still looking for their first win of the year as they head to St. Louis to play the Rams on the 6th at 1 p.m. Finally, in women's cross country, after sweeping the season opener, the team traveled to Titusville and placed second in the Invitational. Seniors Finya Meyer finished second, followed by freshman Katie Solis, third in the 5K. And that's it for sports. I'm Adam Jordyn with your local sports update.
After a successful workshop at JU last April, the School of Education partners once again with local agencies to provide a free literacy workshop for Big Brothers, Big Sisters volunteers. The free literacy workshop offers tips on effective reading techniques for Big Brothers, Big Sisters volunteers to help their mentees in reading. For Dr. Tammy Ryan, JU Assistant Professor of Reading Education, the workshop helps to bring attention to the importance of K-12 reading in our community.
The students that go through our program become highly effective teachers of reading. So they go into the classrooms and then they use all of the instruction they've received on using assessments to know how to differentiate instruction for children. Our classrooms have a broad range of abilities in them, and they're able to look at a child, look at that child's work samples, talk to the children, and then use that precision teaching to be able to plan instruction for them to motivate them and turn them on to the reading process.
The workshop provided volunteers with a review of literacy basics and a breakout session concentrating on 3 literacy tools. Jacksonville's music department is continuing a series in the Performing Arts Catalog, which gives selected students the chance to shine as soloists on stage. 4 JU music students were selected by the faculty to take the stage as soloists. Recognized students were chosen to illustrate individual expertise throughout the academic year.
The teachers nominate students to perform, and we do them once a month, and anyone who takes voice lessons or any kind of instrumental lessons is nominated to sing or perform.
Favorite song is Breathe from In the Heights. I like that one more because it's more musical theater, it's belty, and I'm a belty person, so that had to be my favorite one to perform for tonight.
The series in Terry Concert Hall ended with a twist. One student accompanied himself to the piano, while several other students played their string instruments. The upcoming performance in Terry Concert Hall welcomes Tony Steve, featuring a new percussion trio. That's going to do it for this edition of the Dolphin Channel News. I'm Adriana Rodrigues. You can find more of our award-winning work on YouTube under the Dolphin Channel, or like the Dolphin Channel on Facebook. You can also follow the Dolphin Channel on Twitter.